Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Giok here with day 5 of writing. This is for March 20th, Friday. I can revise and edit my paper. That is our learning target for today. So by the end of today's lesson, I want you to be able to revise and edit your paper as well as write your final draft that you're going to submit to your teacher. So let's go review the prompt one last time to have a clear expectation of what we need to be doing. Imagine that you're a marine biologist or a wildlife officer. Write a short story about an adventure you have during a day at work. Use ideas from one of the interviews to help you write your story. So you know that you're using your ideas from what you've learned in the interview to help you write a narrative story. And then right here, we know we have the checklist, things that we need to be sure to include in our narratives. So today, as you read back through yours, you're going to go through each bullet point, and I want you to put a check mark next to each one as you complete them. So you're going to ask yourself, did I develop a real or imagined experience? Give yourself a check. Did I include a situation that introduces the narrators and the characters? You can give yourself a check if you did that. And you're going to go back and you're going to read through your paper. So I wanted to show you this checklist that you can also pause this video on that will help you because it breaks up the paper into the beginning, the middle, and the end. So I want you to go back to your paper and I want you to underline the hook in your sentence or in your paper. I want you to underline the setting. Do you describe where you are? I want you to underline character names. So I also then want you to focus on the middle of your story. Sorry, Whitley, my roommate's dog, is playing with her toy in the background. If you can hear her, I'll try to post a picture later so you guys can see what she looks like. Did you include 5 senses to create atmosphere? Did you talk about sound, taste, smell, feeling? Did you include action? Because we know that this is an adventure story, so we want to make sure that there's action in our story. Is there a problem or event? We know that in my wildlife narrative that the wildlife officer gets trapped in a hunter's net. So there's definitely a problem in mine. And then in the ending, do you try to resolve your problem? Do you wrap it up? Do they know that the story is over? Powerful verbs and adjectives. We know that said is dead. We're trying to use a different word, stronger words than said. Exclaimed, shouted, yelled. Dialogue. Characters are talking. And then the last part of the checklist that I want you to focus on is the editing. Have you gone back and checked your spelling and your punctuation? Do you have a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark at the end of each one of your sentences? And if you're having trouble with spelling, you can ask an older brother or sister or somebody in your family to help you go over your paper and check for spelling errors. You can also use a thesaurus to find synonyms for words. We know that synonyms are words that mean the same. So instead of using the same word over and over again, you can use a synonym for that. And then you reread your story and you check it to make sure it makes sense. There's lots of different pieces that I need you to do today, and you're going to be marking on your paper. You're going to be adding in sentences, taking words out, fixing your spelling, adding in punctuation, so you can write all over your rough draft because it is a rough draft. So I want to go back and I'm going to read through mine and I'm going to see if I can add to my story, if I can fix things, edit, revise. So first off, I'm noticing that the S in Saturday is not capitalized. This is the first word in a sentence, but it's also a day of the week, so that needs to be capitalized. Saturday morning when the sun was still rising, I started my patrol through the Georgia National Park. My job was to hunt to make sure, oh man, this is a run-on sentence, so I know that I need to add some punctuation, but I also see Georgia National Park. That's the name of a park, so I need to capitalize that because it's a proper noun, a name of a specific place. And I need to be more descriptive. When was it Saturday? Early Saturday morning. I want to make it more descriptive. Oops. Give me just a second. Early Saturday morning when the sun was still rising, I started my patrol through the Georgia National Park. I think a period can go there, and so I'm starting a new sentence, so go ahead and capitalize my. My job was to make sure no one was trying to fish or hunt on this land. It seemed to be a normal Saturday morning until I came across a group of people fishing in the lake. Everything looks good so far. What kind of lake? Maybe I could add some adjectives. Deep blue lake. And right here I use the word said, and I had an exclamation mark, so instead of said I'm going to put the word shouted. And then I'm going to write the ending of my story, and I'm going to make sure that my ending has my problem resolved. That means the problem is solved. So that's what you're going to do today. You're going to go back and you're going to edit your paper. You're going to revise it, and then you're going to write your final draft, write or type it. So independently today, edit and revise your narrative using these two checklists, as well as rewrite or type your final draft. We want a final version that is neat, and then you can upload your picture to Seesaw or email it to your teacher. If you have questions about other things that need to be included in your narrative, please refer back to videos earlier this week. If you're having trouble with transition words, you can always go back to this tab. If you're having trouble with elements of a narrative, here's different things: characters, setting, plot. So lots of different tools in the other videos that you can use to help you. And just one last little word. We miss you, keep working hard, and we look forward to reading your narratives and talking with you next week. Bye, boys and girls. Have a great weekend.